I feel like I should do Oh Danny Boy because
Can we legally do that?
I think so. I think Oh Danny Boy is
Who
public.
owns that? Does anybody own that? Nobody owns that.
Yeah, I think no, it's public domain. I think it's just an old school song.
Wonder who
Ha-
Danny was.
Happy. I don't know. I don't know, but the pipes were calling. So, or was
Maybe
it
he
the
was a plumber.
pipes?
Could have been
Maybe.
a plumber. I don't know.
I just want to say happy birthday to all the Irish people watching. Of course, if you know
Happy
anything,
birthday.
St. Patrick's Day is the day where all the Irish people are born. They're all born on the same
Yeah.
day.
Okay.
And they celebrate this day as their birthday. This is like Irish Christmas. So happy Irish Christmas, birthday,
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
St. Patrick's Day, whatever you want to call it. St. Patrick. I was a big fan of St. Patrick's Day and I celebrated until I found out that he drove the snakes out of Ireland by giving them blankets filled with smallpox. So
Yeah, I heard he sent ice around to round them up and deport them.
there's a lot of reports right now. We'll get down to you know what the important thing is? We're here for you, and we're gonna get down to the bottom of it before this episode is over.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Uh-huh.
That's all that makes a difference.
Sure.
More on Gene Hackman's death, if you can believe it. There's more.
More.
We got more.
Oh boy.
More documents being released by the Trump administration. We're supposedly getting the Kennedy assassination papers.
Release the Epstein stuff. Why isn't the Epstein stuff being released? There's a question for you.
I'm with you on that. Sudiksh Kananki still missing, and the dude that she was with, they're questioning, and now he's like, "Hey, charge me with something, or I'm leaving the Dominican Republic." So, pretty interesting revelations there. Hunter Biden loses his Secret Service detail. Mike Francesa yells at his employees, and we've got fake sushi out there. Frankie C, who has a beer, by the way. That's how you celebrate St. Patrick's Day. That's the St. Patrick's Day podcast. Danny boy, the pipes.
And I wasn't comparing snakes to immigrants. I was saying that, you know what I was saying.
Sounded like it. I believe your people, but my co-host here, on the other hand, does not. For that, I apologize.
Now I feel bad. I wasn't doing that.
You should. It's that toxic masculinity that you can't get under control that I keep telling you about.
I was comparing a shitty St. Patrick, who probably wasn't shitty, to a shitty Trump.
Frank said before the show, "Let me start drinking so these Irish drunks understand what I'm saying." That's what he said. He went and got a beer. I was like, I don't think that's necessary, but okay.
The shitty version of St. Patrick's he made up. That's what I was comparing to a shitty Trump. That's all I was doing there.
How long till we find out, though, that St. Patrick had some weird stuff in his closet, like Columbus and Washington and everybody else we demonize these days? How long?
I feel like we always knew about Columbus and everybody else. I think the book is closed on St. Patrick.
He's good. He's safe. We're not going to find anything. I don't know.
I think he's good for now. I can't imagine unless they unearth something crazy. They dig up some kind of tomb or something. That's nuts. I don't know.
Oh, here you go. Speaking of tomb, look at this tomb unearthed where St. Patrick used to reside. First ever cuck chair found. So look at that. That's amazing that just happened at the same time.
Well, he's a trendsetter. That's fine.
Don't make you a bad person. Just makes you the first cuck ever. So
no, the first cuck chair owner doesn't mean he was the cuck.
Good point, Frankie C. Maybe he was cucking himself. You know what I'm saying? Out there cooking and cucking, making it happen. That's a new show that I'm going to pitch to Bobby Flay.
Cooking and cucking.
Cooking and cucking, Bobby. This is
you sit in that chair while I cook you an omelet. Here we go.
You watch it. You watch me stir this egg. Is this your egg? Is this your wife's egg? I'm stirring.
All right. Okay.
You got it? Can we move on?
We're good. Gene Hackman, for the love of God.
Fucking Bobby Flay's out there going, it's not a bad. I bet you we can pitch it to the Food Network. I bet you they would go for it. We can't do Boy Meets Grill anymore.
It won't be Food Network. It'll be Netflix.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Food Network is not going to put cucking and cooking on their thing.
No, but that would be great. Cucking and cooking. See the logo now. Okay, here's the thing about the Gene Hackman death. The they thought that Betsy died on February 11th, but her doctor said that she got a call from her, or he said he got a call from Betsy Arakawa on February 12th. So she couldn't have died on the 11th. So the timeline for where they have her death put is incorrect because he's like, I got a call from her on the 12th. So that couldn't be.
Why the hell did he coming out of the woodworks?
Yeah, like all of a sudden. Wait, also, their estate is suing because they're trying to keep they don't want any of the photos or anything released, which I can understand.
Yeah, I get that. What the hell? I don't want any of that. That's such your family. That's why would you want that released? No.
I think because a lot of people are finding this like suspicious or whatever, and somebody sues under the Freedom of Information Act, and so they're suing right now to get that blocked, which is really interesting because on Friday's episode we talked about the fact that Gene's kids aren't in his will. Like,
so who runs the estate?
I don't know. I don't know who is in charge of that estate at the moment. I have no idea who it is, but whoever it is, and it could be the kids, they're suing right now.
Does she have any family? You know, maybe they have some kind of, you know, like sisters, brothers.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm not sure. You would assume. I don't even know if she had kids. She didn't have kids with him. I know that. They didn't have kids together. His 3 kids came from previous relationships, but they're not in the will. He wrote them out in the 90s at some point, and if he died, his money was going to go to her. If she died, all her stuff would go to him. There was a provision if they died within 90 days of each other, then the money goes to basically like a charity that she chose. So all that money that's sitting there, like we were saying on Friday, it was just like gone. Just the kids had it's in their hands. Gone. It's gone.
Right.
So
they weren't getting it anyway.
Basically, but they kind of also, the son lawyered up right away. He was just like, he lawyered up, and they started the process of,
testing the will.
Yeah, exactly. Because this. Also, there's reports now that the dog that died was also mummified.
Oof.
Their dogs
by the heater.
Yeah, the one that was stuck in the crate.
Ugh. Poor thing.
I know. So she died of dehydration and starvation, the veterinarians concluded. But there wasn't much on that dog other than, that it was in the crate. But now we know that it was mummified. So we know that the dog was dead for quite some time now, too. So
sad.
But the timeline on Betsy is gray. They don't really know now because this phone call that was placed to the doctor's office on the 12th, which he didn't divulge, and nor can he, what they even talked about. I wonder if she was like feeling shitty or start that virus that she had.
Probably he can't say anything. I guess can he say something doctor to doctor, like whoever's doing the autopsy? Can he say, well, this might help you figure out what's going on?
I think that's okay. I think he could probably do that to another doctor.
I don't know. I don't know if you could share patient's information without their consent to another doctor. I don't know.
I feel like my doctor does. I feel like when I leave my doctor's office, she calls up other doctor people and she's like, you should see the fucking mess that
look, I'm sending you everything. Take a look at this.
You won't believe this. This son of a bitch. This guy's crazy. So more mystery around Gene Hackman's death. And that's just going to, by the way, let's be honest, that's going to drive the fucking people crazy, the conspiracy theorist people, that they're suing to block all this information. But I'm with you. I wouldn't want my loved ones, body cam footage as they're going through the house and they're seeing them dead on the floor. I wouldn't want that released.
Of course not. No, absolutely not. I mean, there's no point to that. There's no foul play suspected, right?
Still no. Yeah, still no.
All right. And if there was, there'd be more reason to not have it released because of investigations and stuff. But there's no point. Why? Because of your curiosity? That's no reason for me to show you pictures of my dead family. Like that's It's none of your business. That
Yeah.
I feel like that should be up to the family, and if they say no, then it's no.
I think they should run it by Candace Owens first, because you don't want her popping up with one of those 7-part documentaries on your fucking family.
Let her do, whatever she got to do. I don't know.
Those things really tend to come back at you pretty hard.
She's ridiculous. She
did that whole thing about the Macron woman being a dude, and now and everybody's like that was debunked. Thank you. I couldn't get past rebuked and debunked. I was.
Yeah, she's not credible.
She's still hanging her hat on that one though. It's I don't know. I give up. She's like, she wasn't giving up, and everybody was like, no, we debunked this already. I was like, I'm tired.
Yeah, she's awful.
I took it down.
Yeah. So Gene Hackman, I mean, we just watched him the other day in Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah. You did?
That's such a good movie. Did you see it?
No.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's good quality Gene Hackman right there.
I almost watched the Poseidon Adventure because you advised me, but I opted for Runaway Jury instead. I don't know why. There was a reason why.
Would you do me a favor and watch Poseidon Adventure?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. It looked a little weird though. It's a little weird, sci-fi, weirdy kind of bizarre premise.
No, it's no sci-fi. It's 1970s. Takes place on a cruise ship, and it gets hit by a tidal wave. That's all.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing. I guess it's not really sci-fi. It's just sci, I guess. But it's, there's no aliens or anything or crazy tech or weirdness, and the effects are actually, I mean, for the 70s, insanely good. I thought.
Yeah, they looked a little rough. I watched the
trailer.
Yeah.
But when you're going through the movie, like, this isn't a spoiler. This happens within the first act of the movie. The ship and everybody knows the Poseidon Adventure. The ship gets hit by a tidal wave, flips upside down. So as they're going through the ship, everything's upside down, and so the sets and everything have got to be.
Yeah,
they were really good. I thought.
I did just book a cruise. I remember what it was. We just booked the cruise, and I was like, I can't show this to my wife. It's not going to be good.
No, that's not a good idea. No.
She's very she's like, are we going to be in the middle of the ship? Because I can't be in the front. And then the only room I could get was kind of towards the front. So I've been lying to her about the exact location for a couple days.
It's middle front,
That's exactly what I said. I was like, it's the back of the front. So middle front.
Yeah, you were in the back of the ship. Yeah. If the ship was just the front,
right,
then we're right in the back.
Exactly. I have been watching cruise vlogs too. Dude, I found this one guy who's an absolute train wreck. I mean, this guy is him and his family of 4. This guy makes a dad joke and then he immediately repeats it. It's awful. And nobody laughs in his family. So he's got the fucking camera, right? Like he's just like, he's got the big fucking camera and he's like, and he's talking and his family's like all behind him and he makes like a dad joke and nobody says anything. And then he repeats it and then looks at one of them and then they laugh.
But the problem was they didn't hear the joke.
Right, exactly. Right. That's his.
Yeah,
so
that's the problem.
It took me all of 4 minutes to latch on to this type of behavior. And that was it. I was obsessed. I watched 7 hours of this guy over the weekend. Every minute worse than the previous. It was terrible. It was so fucking bad. He had a comment on the anchor, and like I forget even what it was, but I was just like, oh my god, like he's talking about the anchor.
The anchor? What the hell?
Who fucking cares?
You don't even see the anchor, really. I don't think on the ship.
My god,
I'm at the front, like the side or something. You can't even see it.
It's so bad. Yeah, but I realized like I ran through like 7 or 8 different people's vlogs, and I kind of got to the point Sunday night, where I was like, I have to stop watching these because I've covered it all.
The best one to watch is there's a guy that does the cruise line that you're going on. He does like a specific. He works for the cruise company, and he does each ship like a rundown. All right, we'll start at the top, and he goes deck by deck on what's on each deck, and he describes all the things that you can get and what you can do, what's free, what's not free, who's allowed here, who's not allowed here, what members, this, that. So he goes through it, and it's like 45 half hour, 45-minute, and he goes deck by deck. It's not like a guy walking around with a camera. It's like the crew, and he's voiceover. He's a voiceover for it. But it's really good. And he goes through all the staterooms, and he goes through all the restaurants. So that's what you got to find.
That's one thing I don't really care for about a cruise that I'm noticing so far. There are a lot of rules. Like, there are a lot of rules. Yeah, but it's like you can go here, you can't go here. Like you just said,
there's only like a handful of those. There's not that much.
Yeah, it feels like
you can pretty much go anywhere. As a regular adult, you can go. There are some places where like kids can't go because it's like the adults only pool or something. But like if you're a regular cruise passenger and you're not like the top tier, you've been cruising for your entire life. You've got all the points imaginable. There's like one section you can't go in because that's like the private, like the special VIP section. Outside of that, you could pretty much go anywhere that's not like closed off by crew. If it's crew only, you can't go in there. But other than that, there's really not many places you can't go. I'm trying to think, but yeah, besides like VIP areas, there's like only a couple of them, maybe 2 or 3 on a ship that's like, oh, these are restricted just for these club members or whatever. But other than that, it's pretty much anywhere.
Can I go to the aft? Am I allowed in the aft?
You can go to the aft.
Okay. I'm going to go to the aft. Check it out.
See, I don't know why they don't call it the after party.
Ooh. I just find it fascinating that aft, here's how I remember, because aft is the back of the ship, right?
And
bow is the front?
Bow is the front. Stern?
Leave him out of it. He's just doing his serious thing. I don't want to get him involved.
All right. You got what is it? What's left and right? Is starboard is right, and
stern, isn't it?
No, left is
port. Is port something?
Port is left.
Port is left.
Yeah, the only reason I remember that is port and left have the 4 letters. Port and left.
Checks out. That checks out.
Starboard and right. It goes the other way. So that's the only reason I know that.
Aft is ass. That's how I remember that. That's how I know it's the back. That's what I go with.
I like it.
Bow movement. Yeah, I'm a little worried about. There's a lot of food on these boats. There's a lot of food.
You get your own bathroom. You're good.
Yeah, I know. How do you pace yourself? It seems like a lot. Like,
you don't.
This one family.
You don't pace yourself.
You don't. This one family's like, yeah, we're gonna go grab a snack before dinner, and I'm like, that seems a little.
The cruising, baby.
Seems like a tight time frame. And then their snack is like 4 slices of pizza, 2 egg rolls, 5 slices of steak, mashed potatoes. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I mean, you have your regular dinner time. Every night it's like you could either set up, I think, your dinner time, or you can show up if you want. But you could have a regular dinner time every night at like 6 or 8 o'clock or whatever it is.
4:30. We got the early bird special dinner time. We're 4:30. We're gonna be in there.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah, with all the other 90-year-olds.
Nice. All right. Well, you do that, and the rest of the time, there are a few places open where you can get snacks. You could get this it depends on which ship you're on. There's a pizza place. There's like sandwiches in this place. There's cookies.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of shit.
Yeah. Then they got like a little Mexican cantina. So that I think is close to the buffet. So this guy goes to the buffet for lunch, and he fills the plate.
Oh yeah,
right. And he eats it all, and he goes, "That wasn't that good." And then so he goes to the Mexican place,
finished it all. Not that good.
It's not a do-over. You've consumed the food. It's inside of you. You can't.
You're still adding it to your body.
And he ate a quesadilla, a taco, and a bowl of nachos after that. I'm like, what the fuck?
That wasn't that good either, but I'm full now.
I'm like, this guy must be shitting blood by day 2.
Just a red streak behind the ship.
I can't Could you imagine what those plumbing systems must be like?
New. I do not want to be the person that has to maintain any of that.
Yeah, you don't want to be the plumber there. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I assume whatever goes into the ocean for the most part, but I'm sure there's some kind of containment and filtration. I don't know how
I
it
don't know
works.
how it all works. It's one of those things where
I'm sure it's not just dumped into the ocean, right?
No, I don't think they dump feces in the ocean. I hope not, at least. Don't they
Where else is it going to go?
Don't they pump that out when they get back to the?
I don't know. I don't know where it goes.
Janine, do you know how cruise ship plumbing works?
Oh, I thought it goes right into the ocean too.
No, I don't think it does. That's what people used to say, that they used to just drop urine out of the plane and it would just. I don't think that that's true.
That's not true. Unless you're over the ocean.
Unless you're Dave Matthews in Chicago over a bridge, then
Perfect.
Then it's partially true. Then it might be true.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it just all gets contained in some place, and then I'm sure they. Uh-oh.
Paul says he worked for a company that made airplane toilet tanks.
Okay, here we go.
Oh God, could you imagine? That's the worst. That's a bad.
Oh, they offload at port facilities.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Where does that go?
I don't know.
Landfill or some kind of sewage treatment.
Staten Island, I think. I think it all goes to
Staten
Island.
That's probably it.
Don't they light that shit on fire, though?
I don't know.
At Kennedy Airport, right where we used to live, there's that flame that's on all the time, the eternal Kennedy flame. I think they're just
burning flame.
Yeah, they're just burning shit.
And it smells for miles. You go on the Bell Parkway and you look towards the airport, southish.
To the right.
Yeah. And it's just a smokestack coming out of some factory, and there's a flame at the top of it. And in that area, the whole town, it used to, it doesn't anymore. It used to just, that stretch of the Belt Parkway smelled like crap. I think they maybe upgraded or used some other method or whatever the hell they're doing now. I don't think they just burn it anymore.
No, it's not.
I think it's some kind of processing. I don't know.
They find out that was bad.
I have to see this now because I don't remember this at all.
Right by the conduit, Janine. It's right by the conduit.
Yeah, but between around the Van Wyck, a little, towards Long Island after the Van Wyck. But it doesn't. I go there all the time now. It doesn't smell anymore. I mean, I don't see that. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that flame in a long time.
I think you just got used to it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Bert says, I get it. There's a spot by Garden of the Gods that smells like deer pee. What's Garden of the Gods?
I don't know. It sounds like really nice.
That sounds like someplace I'd want to go to.
Paul, yeah, go to Paul. It was a special composite material. Let's see. Did I miss one? No, I didn't. Special composite material. They also took returned tanks, which were a biohazard. Okay, so they store it on the ship, and then they get the tanks out of there.
We have conflicting reports, though. Timeless Harmony says it's treated, then dumped in the ocean. Google it. Ugh, I don't know if I could survive that Google.
Yeah, I'm not even. I
don't know if I could Google that.
Treated what? Like, I guess it's turned into some kind of compost for the ocean floor or something. It helps.
Maybe. You know what I can't get past, and I can't. I'm on this side of TikTok now. I'm on this algorithm. When they open up a pool and the water's all green and gross, and then they just put this solution in, and then all of a sudden it's
cleared up.
I'm like, where did it all go? Where is it all going?
It's just dead now.
Yeah, and then they vacuum it, so I guess it just kind of condenses and. But what is that chemical that we're just swimming in?
They shock it. It shocks the whole water. It kills all the bacteria. And then, they just filter it out, and that's it. So it's not like a living, so it's not like a pond that you're swimming in.
That weirds me out. Because I feel like it's still kind of in there. We just can't see it,
Well, the chlorine, it might be there, but it's not alive anymore. So you're swimming in algae corpses. No, but you turn the filter on and you vacuum and you clean it out. It's not. I'm sure it's cleaner than you're probably imagining.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess whenever something gets dumped into the ocean, it just kind of, I don't know,
Becomes
it doesn't
part of
make
the. Yeah, I mean, especially if it's waste, like human waste. It's probably. I don't know. I'm not going to say it's good for the whatever, but I'm sure it gets used in some way.
Oh, and then this. Have this ever happened to you on a cruise? Out of like 4 out of the 7 vlogs that I watched, they had a medical emergency where they had to get somebody off the ship. And I'm like, of course, these people are eating themselves into heart attacks. That's got to be what it is.
We were on our last cruise. We were crossing the Atlantic on the ship, and they had to make a slight detour to an island so they can get a crew member off because he was sick. They didn't say what it was, but he had some kind of medical emergency that they didn't have the equipment on board to treat him, so they had to get him off the ship. So they detoured slightly, stopped at some island in the middle of the Atlantic. I don't know where, and then they got
drop him off.
Yeah, and then they got back on course, but it was a crew member, and they couldn't treat him on the ship. So
you think he's going to some medical hospital, and all of a sudden they just throw him in the bushes? They just a little wheelchair, tip it over right into the bushes, they run back on the ship.
Yeah, here the raccoons are nice here. God.
When I hear these things, I want to know what exactly makes them stop and like what do they need? Because a lot of these cruise ships do have sufficient medical devices that
Yeah. I think there was a major medical problem with the guy.
I'm with Janine. I'd be like, no, I'm gonna stay here around the technology until
he probably needs some kind of internal doctor. Maybe he had something with his heart. Who the hell knows? But it was something that they couldn't just treat. Because when you're on the ship, it's only a few days. And if there's any serious medical emergency, like maybe he needed, something, maybe he was having a heart condition, who the hell knows that? And that happens, if it happens to a passenger or a crew person, they got to get them off the ship. They either fly in a helicopter, or if it's quicker to stop somewhere, they just stop.
Maybe something was lodged in his rectum. Paul brings up a good point.
Rectum damn near killed him.
1,000,000 to 1 shot, Doc.
Okay, here's the other thing. So I'm flipping through the vlogs, right? And I get on this one, and it's just this human booger. It's like Newman. It's just like this big gross guy.
Oh.
And he's going on the boat, and I go, I can't watch this, but I need to know what room he's in so I can make sure it's not my room, because I'll cancel this fucking thing right now.
What the hell is that?
Which then made me start to think about, how do you know when the swinger the swinger cruise is? Because I don't want to be on the swinger cruise, nor do I want to be on the week after.
Right.
That's a good question.
Yeah. How do you find that out? Because I see a lot of, I don't see it on YouTube. I don't see a lot of vlogs, but I see a lot of the TikTok where people are coming out of their room and there's a fucking pineapple on the room. Which, by the way, Cuddles and I are already planning on buying a pineapple and magnet, putting it upside down on my parents' room, who will be next door to us, just for kicks, just to see what.
I'm sure they have their own.
You're going on a cruise?
Yeah. You're not invited. Frank is, though.
Oh, okay.
Actually, to be technical, Erin's invited, but that's
she's been given a +1.
Yeah.
Where?
She's taking me.
Wait, hold on 1 minute.
Yeah. Didn't I invite everybody on the cruise?
No. When are you going on it?
I didn't. Did I just talk about inviting everybody on the cruise?
I don't think you did that.
August.
And where's it going? Any place good?
To the Caribbean area.
Ooh,
islands.
I'll go to that.
Yeah, you can come. I'll give you the dates.
Tell me the cruise line so I can know. I'll know if I want to go by the cruise line by how many old people.
Well, it's not Carnival, if that's what you're fishing for, right? That was basically just don't go on Carnival.
We could talk about it after the show.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like for one of our viewers to come and maybe like, oh yeah, I like this idea. Hold on. Like stalk us maybe? Oh yeah.
Stalk us? No, but I have a feeling that we're going to wind up on a boat with somebody. That would be amazing.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
We should have. I'm telling you, 10 years from now, when this show is gigantic, we'll have an AOA cruise, and we'll have everybody.
Yeah. They tried to get me to do it at the old radio station. They're like, you should do this. And I'm like, it's not as glamorous as you think it is. Like they were like, have a cruise. And I was like, okay, what is it? But then it's like, you have to sell like 18 rooms or something.
Oh yeah, you have to book a bunch of
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know. That seems I like if people want to come, great, but I don't want to be responsible for booking people's rooms. They're like, yeah, you'll get a phone number, and then they'll call, and we'll know it's you, and then they'll do the thing. And I'm like, well, what happens if we get like 17 rooms or one room shy? They're like, well, you could buy the room yourself. I'm like, all right, get the fuck away from me. I don't want to be.
I met some good vacation friends on the cruises that I've only been on 2 cruises, but I met
I didn't think about that.
good vacation friends on there. I really did.
Yeah, she talks to too many people. Maybe she shouldn't be invited.
Although she could be a good buffer
That's true.
to barricade you between anybody you don't want to talk to.
No, I would honestly, you may not believe this. I would vacation with anybody that we know. I could have a good time with all of our immediate friends.
Yeah,
they're all pretty good vacation-y people.
that's true.
What does that mean?
They're into a fun time.
Oh, you know what? Janine, don't worry. The other topics are not that interesting.
I figured that. That's why I came on.
I've been meaning to tell you this. They're okay. They're not bad. I've been meaning to tell you this. I saw a video the other day.
Oh, God.
And I was about to send it to you, and then I lost it. But it was a guy in a hotel room, and he was showing you the trick, the sequence of buttons you have to press to take the governor off of the hotel air conditioner. And
the governor? What the hell are you talking about?
Because when you go into hotel rooms, you can only like lower it down to 65. Or
like so you can control it to whatever.
Because it made me, it made me think of Janine when we went to.
Oh my God,
North Carolina. What do they call that?
That was actually broken. It wasn't that I couldn't lower it anymore. It was that it was just broken. But in Disney, you can only lower it to a certain extent. You cannot lower it any more than, I think, 67. So even if you put it down to, you cannot lower it more than a certain number.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna go. I'm curious what it is.
Well,
tell them what happened. Tell the viewers what happened when we went to North Kakalaka.
Well, I was gonna say, like, whatever sequence of buttons that you saw, is that like a special code that the hotel puts in, or is that like universal?
Well, this guy made it sound like if it's a Northwell system, you could use this sequence and it'll take it off. And he also was like, everybody uses a Northwell, even if it doesn't say Northwell on it. Honeywell, Northwell. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm confusing the hospital for the air conditioner, but something well.
I have no idea.
Yeah. So, but we went to North Carolina, and Janine was who were you pregnant with? Was it Diana Holt?
No, it was Aurelia. Believe it or not.
Oh, okay. So the third one of the second one doesn't make a difference.
It was the third one.
I felt so bad because I was uncomfortable, and I know how hot Janine runs, and on top of that, she was pregnant. I just felt so bad for her because we couldn't get the fucking air. We kept pushing the air down and down and down, and it just wasn't. Plus, it was like one of those. It had one of those big ceiling second floors. So there's just like huge windows. So like the sun just bakes on the room like for the half the morning.
And we were in front of the house.
Oh my!
You got to spend that whole thing in the pool or in the ocean.
Yeah, it was just bad. I just remember feeling so bad. She was so miserable and unhappy.
Oh my God, I was so fucking mad. It didn't work for like, I want to say a day. So not saying that but the thing was you couldn't lower it. It didn't go lower than a certain amount. At first we thought, we were like, okay, it only goes down to what? Maybe 67 67 or 68. I can't remember what
Yeah,
it
it
was.
was like 68. It was kind of ridiculous.
And then we were like, okay, but then like we really tried and we were like, something's not right here. And I was like, I remember I went upstairs and I went to one part and I was like, this is blowing out hot air. So
Oh.
I remember I made an executive decision and I called I guess the owner of the house or the company that they used. And I was like, you need to come here. I was like, I'm going to pass out.
Did they fix it? Did they do it?
They did fix it, but I felt like it wasn't cold enough for me. It wasn't.
Yeah, it still wasn't. It wasn't cold. It was
No.
never. Yeah.
And
at no point did you ever feel like, oh, it's getting too chilly. I need to get a sweater on.
Yeah, never.
Which should be
Never.
happening with normal air conditioning. You should have those moments at times.
I just checked on the Disney thing, and the Disney hotel temperatures don't go below 68.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is because I feel like I got my room pretty cool.
But you also went in a certain different time of year than I did, and I wonder if that makes a difference.
I feel like if you go in the summer and it's like 100 degrees, 68 degrees is going to feel pretty good.
She's right.
No,
I went
it
in
wasn't.
December too.
Oh, all right. So you didn't even need it too much.
It's easier to cool the room down. It's, you put it at 68, it'll feel cool.
Wait,
in
what'd
there.
you say? I went in when?
December.
No, you're completely wrong because you're a man and you don't listen.
I'm going to enjoy this. I went in December.
Oh, I thought you said you went in December. I was like, no, I didn't.
I'm saying it's easy for 68 to feel cool when it's pulling in cool air from the outside,
Man, Janine was ready to bury you.
Who doesn't listen though? Can you go back over that? I didn't.
You think that I went? No, I went in May, but it was a heat wave and literally it was like 98 degrees.
Yeah.
And I was like, like you felt better when you were inside, obviously, but it was never cold enough for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
But the North Carolina, oh my God, I really wanted to die because it was so hot. But I just did a quick Google, and there is people are saying ways to hack that.
Yeah, like you hold the up button. It's like the old video game, like right, left, right, left, up, down.
You press the right thing, you get to fight Mike Tyson.
In 65-degree temperatures. So really, it's very exciting.
That's nice.
Exciting.
And I also remember when I had this is going to be funny. Each time I gave birth, the room temperature, we walk in there and I'm like, nope, too hot. And they're like, well, you could fix it. And I was like, okay. So like with Diana, it was, and I know, like, I don't know why I remember this. Probably because it was a really sad situation.
Yeah. I was going to say, you probably remember everything.
And my father was so cold. He was wearing my mother's sweater. And I was like, can I laugh now? Like, can I laugh at him? But like, I remember him walking away crying, but not crying because he was cold, crying because of the situation. But he looked like a woman in drag. And that's why it was kind of funny. And I was like, yeah, Janine, you can't laugh, right? Can you? Okay. Make a joke.
You could laugh. You're allowed.
Yeah.
I think everybody will excuse that one.
Right. But like, okay, it was probably 65. With Eliana, it was 65. But they were both born in the summer. Okay, fine. Aurelia, born in November. I was like, we need to put the AC on. And the nurse was like, are you sure? She's like, you want socks? I said, if I put socks on, I'll throw up. Socks are disgusting.
I can't believe you don't wear socks in bed.
What kind of fucking serial killer do you think I am?
No, never.
I love
you wear
wearing
socks in bed?
Hell yeah. Are you kidding?
Oh, you're crazy. You're crazy.
I need my feet nice and toasty warm.
No, I think there was a study on this. No bullshit. Your feet will get warmer without socks.
Yeah,
Yes.
but for I don't know 2 hours when it's not warmer, I have ice cubes on my toes. I'm like, oh, don't worry. Anthony said it'll gradually get warmer. I'm holding out for that. Why don't I just put socks on and skip that whole shit?
How about this? I prefer my feet to be cold. I leave them out of the blanket.
If it's hot and you're looking for a relief from the heat, yeah, you stick your leg out, your foot, great. But if there's if you keep the room a little cool, I want my feet toasty warm.
Does anybody in the comments here, please tell me if you wear
People
socks.
are lining up against Frank in the comments right now.
Socks in bed or where it's at.
Yeah, lining up against him.
Well,
no.
It's a bloodbath out there in the comments. Don't go in the comments, Frank.
Nice, warm, fluffy socks. Oh, that's good stuff.
Can I give you
Wait,
a
hold
hint? And it might break. Janine might want to mute yourself. Take your headphones out.
Go ahead.
Because Cuddles needs to be like 900 degrees. She's the exact opposite of Janine. Get yourself a little heated blanket. A little heated blanket. They're not that expensive, right? I get into that bed. Even if I don't put the heated blanket on, like the heated blanket is on the bed already because of Cuddles. Sometimes I take it right off, but the bed is so warm and nice and cozy. You just slide your cold little feet in there. Oh, it warms you up almost instantly, and you just right out. You go right out.
Frank wears socks to bed. Katana just made a disgusted face like he's gonna throw up.
What's wrong? I don't see the big deal.
We got high vibes on your side.
Liberal.
Thank you, high vibes.
You mouth the word liberal. High vibes, who is a member for 34 months. Now, I don't know if you know this, Frank, but that's almost 3 years.
That's close.
Wait,
it's just shy of 3 years.
Wait.
Very cool.
I want to know something. You wear socks all year round in bed?
No, not in the summertime, do you?
That
can't be.
Yeah, I'm not a big. Yeah, I wear socks in bed. Yeah.
In the summertime, or we have to get you help. We have to get you. Do you ever?
I like having my feet snug. I like having snug feet.
That's his basement for how many bodies?
I was going to say, how many bodies are in your backyard right now?
It's comfortable. I don't know what to tell you.
They're going to be like, authorities found 14 bodies, all with socks on, buried in the backyard of a Long Island man's home.
Wait, I'm just thinking of this too. Like, so like when I was in labor, right? One of the nurses like, it's really cold in here. I'm gonna put she was like, the shift ended, so she came and she was like, oh, it's so cold. I'll put the heat up for you. I went to her. If you put the heat up, I'm gonna hold the baby in. And she started laughing. She was like, you put it this cold? And she looked at my husband, who's in the corner of the room, hoodie up, head, he's like, it's so tight, the hoodie, you could only see his nose. That's how cold he was with the sweater and a blanket. I actually gave him my blanket on the bed, and she's like, oh, maybe he didn't put up, you did. I go, yeah. It's like, we're not putting the heat on. I said, we're leaving it at 65. And she was like, okay. And she was like, but you don't have any socks on. I go, if I put socks on, I'll fucking kill someone. So she started laughing. She's like, okay, that's how you like it. It's like, yep, that's who's the one pushing a baby out? Me.
That's what I pictured when you first started telling the story, when you're like, oh no, I pictured you walking out being like, I'll be outside while you cool this fucker down. I'll come back in here and have this baby.
Right, no. No thanks.
Yeah, I get that. You want to be comfortable. I understand that. Well, you got to get down to the bottom of this sock thing with Frankie C. On a day when we have some more time, for sure. Because
there's really not much more to it. I like socks on my feet.
Wait, you only
in the
did
summertime.
First, I'm going to tell you something about Gene Hackman. Is this the new thing? I'm sorry, I'm going back.
Go ahead.
Where they're saying that his wife supposedly called someone a day after she died.
Yeah, well, that's what we were just talking about. They said that she died on the 11th, but she called the doctor on the 12th. So their time that they estimated when she died is incorrect. It doesn't mean that she called dead or somebody called for her. Already the conspiracy theory brain. I already see it in Janine.
One of the housekeepers called the doctor. It's like, no, right.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing is strange. I'm sorry, but
there it is.
Sorry.
When before we were saying who would sue for their body, the pictures of their bodies, but Janine would be the one suing. Be like, I'm not buying any of this. I want to see the photos.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
No.
Not to the Hackmans.
Yeah, definitely.
I did watch Runaway Jury though. It was really great, and I watched Crimson Tide again. He is so.
When did you turn 76 years old?
When did I turn 76?
Yeah.
A while back. It's been a while.
You suddenly attracted to him?
No, but I get what she's saying because Crimson Tide's an old fucking man movie, but it's so good. I just love that movie.
Is there a bad Gene Hackman movie? I don't think there is.
And that might be Denzel's best performance too. Denzel is so fucking good in that movie. He's so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, President Trump said earlier today that he's going to release 80,000 files on the assassination of John F. Kennedy tomorrow. A trove
Right.
that will be poured over by history buffs and conspiracy theorists. No doubt about it. Trump made the remark while he was at the Kennedy Center, which he just took over for some reason. I missed this one.
Yeah, he took over the Kennedy Center. He's the chairman of the board of the Kennedy Center now. He decided that he's the chairman of the board of the Kennedy Center because he didn't like the shows that were going on at the Kennedy Center. So now he's in charge.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be better programming at the Kennedy Center. When I read that, I was like, well, this can't be right.
Yeah, it's
like,
going to be
go
Kid
back
Rock and
he's
Lauren
good, though.
Boebert getting felt up in the audience. That's all it's going to be.
I want to sit next to Lauren Boebert at the Kid Rock show. I'm just calling dibs on that chair.
That's all that's going to happen there.
Yeah. So he says 80,000 files. I don't know. Like Frank said, and before, and everybody has said, like, give us the Epstein files, right? Like the Epstein file thing was such a shit show, and now we can't expect this to be good.
I told you. I remember before they released the Epstein files, I was like, I'll believe it when I see it. They're not going to do it, and if they do, it's going to be heavily redacted, and we're not going to get what you think. And we didn't. We got less than what was already released.
It was such a Trump thing, though. He said, and I quote, "We have a tremendous amount of paper. You got a lot of reading. I don't believe we're going to redact anything." Like he said to them, don't redact, just put it all out. Don't redact it, because he knows the shit he got and the flack he got for the Epstein thing. But here we are 2-3 weeks later from that supposed release, and everybody felt bad, and everybody was like, oh, we didn't know the FBI was holding more information. But then nothingness. Like there's been nobody in the room goes, well then are you going to release everything? Like nobody asks that follow-up question ever. How?
Well, that's the problem. The problem is it gets forgotten a week later because something else crazy happens, and you're focused on that. And then it's, oh, remember 3 weeks ago when this bullshit happened? No. Oh, okay. So we guess we got to move on. That's basically what's going to happen. I feel like the Kennedy thing is hey, look at this, and don't look over here. It's a distraction. It's like you're not going to get anything. I feel like I don't think there's going to be anything new revelation-wise in the Kennedy documents. I mean, unless I'm wrong, but can't see that being the case. But they're not going to, I feel like it's a huge distraction. Oh, we fucked up the Epstein thing, but yeah, here's all the Kennedy stuff. I think it's all going to be bull.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow we'll find out. So everybody get a heads up on that. There's new footage showing missing Pittsburgh student Sudiksh Riibe. And this person of interest who we now know is, his name is Riibe, Riibe. Anyway, I'm still, Janine, are you still on this story? Because it's not, there's no conclusions.
Oh, well, I'm confused. Was that the guy that she went with, or no? She just met him there.
No, she just met him there.
Oh.
She met him there, and there was more footage of them together at a bar that they saw. And then his story didn't change really per se, but he said because I got a full version of it. He said that they were in the water and she was having trouble like staying afloat, and he rescued her. He said that he was really tired, but he put her under his arm because he used to be a
lifeguard.
Thank you, a lifeguard. And then he swam, and they got out of it, and he was so exhausted that he passed out on the beach. And when he woke up, she was gone.
So he pulled her up onto the sand, onto the beach, passed out, and woke up, she was gone.
That's his story.
Oh, I thought she said, I thought, okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What did you think?
I thought he didn't pull her back.
That's what he is saying. And now because he's still in custody down in the Dominican Republic, Joshua Riibe, he's a senior at St. Cloud State University at Minnesota, being interrogated by Dominican Republic Attorney General Yenny Berenice. Reynoso. Fucking great name. Yeni Berenice Reynoso. But basically they gave him a deadline of like, hey, charge me with something or else I'm fucking leaving.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the point that we're at now with Joshua Riibe. But I did see some girl claiming on TikTok that Josh Riibe is her boyfriend. I don't know how true that was.
Oh.
But she was pulling in the numbers. She was
boy.
pulling in the numbers. It was one of those, put a finger down if your boyfriend got accused of murder and he's in the middle of a whole, and like she just went through the whole, and she's like, I don't know what to do. I'll tell you what, whether she made it up or not, she's smart because she was like, I don't know what to do because he's my boyfriend and I don't think he's capable of killing somebody. But at the same time, he was backdooring me with this other girl down in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, I mean, you do what's right. I think you tell, if it's a character witness and he didn't. I don't think he killed anybody, but yeah, you could be pissed at him for cheating, but that doesn't mean he's a murderer.
Right. True. True, I guess. But also, like, it doesn't seem like something a human being would do. But then again, in 2025, with this new group of young people, it does sound like something that they would do. Like, if that was you, wouldn't you just shut the fuck up and just be like, I hope nobody notices that I'm this person's boyfriend,
Right,
or girlfriend?
Oh.
No,
I mean, if it was my girlfriend, I'd down there, I'd call them. I'd try to do whatever I can.
No, but would you go on your phone and make
I wouldn't be like, hey
reel?
guys.
That's what I'm saying. That's
no,
what she
I
did.
wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
No.
who would do that?
No. Hey guys, what's up? Just letting you know, my girlfriend's down, and it's like, no, you don't do that. You go and you handle things. You help as whatever you can help, but you don't you jump on, because that's ridiculous. It's just nonsense that gets in the way of the investigation and whatever.
Yeah, they found her clothes on a beach chair, right near the spot where she vanished. So
she had to get. I mean, if this guy's story is true, only thing I could figure is that if we're believing his story, then what I would figure is he dragged her up onto the beach, didn't drag her far enough. He went a couple of feet more, passed out, and she got pulled back in. And she passed out and got pulled back in.
Yeah, maybe.
That's if we believe what he says. If not, maybe he tried to rescue her and she just got pulled out, and maybe he passed out and thought he tried, I don't know.
They were both wobbly in the video. They're both drunk. Could you imagine saving somebody sober is not easy? Right.
So maybe he thought he tried to, or he legit tried to rescue her, but got back on the beach and she was still out there and she got pulled away. Or he didn't try to rescue her, or, there's a few possibilities here.
Yeah.
But, or maybe he was drunk and doesn't remember what the hell happened.
I think the possibility that he was drunk and he couldn't save her, and maybe he was thinking nobody's going to believe me that I couldn't fucking pull her out and I got out, kind of, I don't know. Could you imagine though, like, again, play this scenario up just because we're, it's a podcast and we're just talking. He pulls her off the beach. He passes out. Some other fucking group of guys comes along and snatches her up, and then and now all of a sudden you're the fucking poster boy for this missing case, and you did nothing.
Right. And you actually were a hero for a minute. You pulled her out of the water.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you're under investigation for murder.
Fucking scary shit.
Cool.
Hunter Biden has lost his security detail. Trump got pissed, dude.
About what?
This was a move. So he stripped Hunter Biden and Ashley Biden of their Secret Service detail. And the reason why was because Hunter was spotted in South Africa at an ultra luxurious getaway, surrounded by more than a dozen Secret Service agents.
Oh, God.
Trump wrote on Truth Social, Hunter Biden had Secret Service protection for an extended period of time, all paid for by the United States taxpayer. There are as many as 18 people on his detail, which is ridiculous. He is currently vacationing in, of all places, South Africa, where the human rights of people has been strenuously questioned. Because of this, South Africa has been taken off our list of countries receiving economic and financial aid. Please be advised that effective immediately, Hunter Biden will no longer receive Secret Service protection. So he punished Hunter Biden and the country he was in.
What the fuck is wrong? I mean, this guy.
And took over the Kennedy Center all within a 48-hour period.
Never mind. I know he's the president, and he needs a Secret Service. But never mind the fact that he takes them to his golf course every other day, and we're paying
all
for that.
Presidents do that, though. All presidents.
Not as much as him. No, stop it. Obama golfed like twice a month. This guy golfs like 3 times a week.
That's
so
because
it's not even
Obama.
close.
No, hold on though. That's because Obama was a basketball player. He wasn't a big golfer. George W. fucking lived at a golf course, and he had a lot of Secret Service.
Look up the numbers. Look up the numbers of who's golfed more in their term, and it's by far Donald Trump. On days, it's not like he's on a vacation. You know, he takes the Sunday off or something. It's during the week when he's supposedly supposed to be working. So
more than George W.
Yes.
All right, we'll have to look that up.
Yeah, look it up. I'm telling you, it's insane. I think it was out of his 4 years, it was close to a quarter of the days he was in office.
Wait, the first term?
The first term.
Oh, that doesn't count. He wasn't really trying that first time around.
Okay, 4 years.
He's making moves now.
4 years of being a president doesn't count.
And he kind of took that last year off because of COVID. He wasn't really. In the last 3 months, I'm pretty sure he never even touched foot in Washington, D.C.
That's probably true.
Outside of January 6th day.
Yeah. Anyway.
Did you see this? That Rosie O'Donnell legit moved to Ireland?
Yeah, she's out till it's all over.
That's insane.
Why is that insane?
She's also old.
Why is that insane?
What'd you say, Janine? We heard half of your sentence there.
I said that's old news. Also, no one gives a fuck about her.
I feel like, people really glossed over it. And I think I'm late to it, but I literally just discovered this like Saturday that she.
No, moved. I saw that. It was around. This made the rounds. She moved her and her family.
Okay, this is so interesting that Mercury says, nice, I want to live in Ireland. Because I'm like, okay, if I was going to pick a place to leave the United States
it would definitely not be Ireland.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Well, why not? How do you know? Have you been to Ireland?
On St. Patrick's Day, but let's be honest, that's not cracking the top 20 in places to go.
What's wrong with Ireland?
The weather is miserable, first of all.
Yeah, it's not in the Caribbean is the first fucking problem. Like, if you're going to leave the States, how do you not? There's 40 places in the Caribbean I would go to first.
Right.
I don't know why they picked Ireland, but whatever. That's where they picked. And she was like, until, because she has, I think they have.
What, not enough corned beef in her life? Is that what the problem is?
I think they have kids, and it's like until their rights are restored, we're not coming back till women's rights and all this stuff are restored. Valid argument.
On you know how they say on paper this team should have won a championship? On paper, it's a valid argument. In reality, it's batshit crazy to leave a country. Especially her. She's got money.
That's why she could afford to pick up and move and then move back if she wants.
Yeah, but her rights are trampled the least out of everybody. These rich people, they act like, and this goes back to, this is going to look bad. This goes back to my issue with Meghan Markle. The issues that, like, Meghan Markle is like, oh, the royal family was racist towards me. I understand that, but she will never understand what real people who suffer from racism go through, because those people lose jobs or miss out on opportunities, just because, grandmama or your father-in-law is a dick to you. Like, that's fucking par for the course for 99% of people in the world. Grow the fuck up, and then let the cushion of all the money fucking help you out there. To be like, oh, our rights are trampled on, like, take it easy. There's real people who don't have the means to go across, to another state or whatever, get an abortion, all that. That's really happening to people. That's not happening to Rosie O'Donnell and her fucking children. And she's no example. And also, think about this. She moved over there and nobody followed her. Like, nobody, there was not this mass, like, oh, Rosie can do it, so we can do it too. Like, I
Well, I'm
would
sure it's not
feel,
cheap to pick up your whole life and move to another country.
Well, if you're Rosie O'Donnell, it is.
I'd be embarrassed, though. I'd be embarrassed. It'll be like, oh, I did this, and nobody cares. Nobody
It was
followed
a
you.
big
Nobody.
story. I don't know how you all missed it. It was a story last week.
Yeah, I totally missed it.
And listen, if you're not happy in the country you're in, your women's rights being taken away, and especially the LGBTQ community, which she's a part of, it's scary. It's a scary time.
Wait, is she though? Didn't she say she was lesbian, then said no?
I don't. Last I heard, but whatever.
Yeah, I think she was kind of like in an asexual, like.
Well, whatever. I
Past-
think she's
Past her sexual, like looking for people, like just wants to be a mom and raise her kids.
Yeah, well, whatever. She's trying to. There's rights that that she fears that her kids are not going to be able to have in the next 4 years. So she's picking up until it's restored. I don't fault anybody for going where they feel welcome.
You have a right to do. Everybody has a right to do it, obviously, but it feels very strange to me. Like, people say it all the time. She put her money where her mouth is. I guess that's admirable, but I think it's the height of weirdness to be like, yeah, I'm over here in Ireland, of all places. Ireland,
hey, maybe there's family
Ireland,
over there.
Right?
You don't know.
Ireland is not even the best place in the area that Ireland is located in. Okay, out of the UK, it's not even like high up on that list.
Maybe she's got family there. Who the hell knows?
I guess so. O'Donnell, Rosie. Oh, that makes sense. She's Irish.
Yeah, maybe take a second.
Never put that together.
Okay, take a minute and go. Wait a second. Why would she be moving to Ireland?
Kind of makes a little more sense now.
Okay.
What is this on my face? Oh, it's egg. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Still.
No, still.
Like, I wouldn't go to Sicily. I'd go to northern Italy somewhere. You wouldn't find me fucking dead in Sicily.
That's you.
Not in that hellhole cesspool. Fucking 90 trillion degrees. Janine would melt. She'd die on walking off the plane. It's so fucking hot in that Sicily. Forget about it.
Here's the thing, though. I don't like to be hot.
So you're wrapping yourself in bubble paper? What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
That was my hair, actually. I don't know why it sounded like that.
Yeah.
I don't like to be hot in situations where I can't cool off. For instance, I could live in the Bahamas because I could go in the ocean.
Yes.
Or I could go in the pool. The Bahamas is extremely hot. Well, when I go.
Yeah, you could do that anywhere. You could go to Italy and go in the pool and go in the ocean.
They got them rock beaches over there. All those fucking beaches are rocks and pebbles. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind living in Italy, but if I had to choose to live someplace out of here, I would live in the Bahamas. Absolutely. I wouldn't even think twice.
Everybody. I feel like if we polled the audience right now and we're like, where would you move to? It's 7 out of 10 answers would be the Caribbean, somewhere in the Caribbean. It's the most gorgeous. The Maldives is the most gorgeous place. It's just too fucking far. I mean, maybe Oceania was to the Maldives. She can get there pretty quickly. Not us. It'd take us fucking a day and a half. We'll just go down to the Caribbean. It's the same shit. The same beautiful water. I think Rosie O'Donnell's a little bit of a weirdo. Ellen, too. Ellen was in, who's just said Ellen?
Yeah, Ellen moved to England, I think.
Did she really?
I think so.
Because I think she was in South Africa with what's his name, with Hunter.
Yeah, no.
That's
well,
what
maybe
I heard.
she went there. Maybe she went there for a little bit, but I think she moved. I think she's living in England, and I think this was a few months ago. I don't think this was very recent, but I think after all the controversy, she picked up her controversy. She picked up and moved.
I saw a podcast the other day. I forget who it was with now. Fuck. It'll come to me. Greg Fitzsimmons? Greg Fitzsimmons, who's a great writer.
Stupid name.
Yeah. But I don't believe it. But he's like in that Comedy Cellar, Dave Attell, you know, been around forever. He went to go write for her, and he was like, on day one, she started shitting on me in front of everybody. And I was like, oh, like, I believe him. I don't know why. I just believe him. And he was like, it was horrible. And it was like, you know, because he had written for Fitzsimmons has written for like the Tonight Show and the Grammy. Like he's like one of the people probably have never heard of him, but he's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But it meant nothing to her. And she didn't even know who he was. And she just day one he walked in and she just started shitting all over him in public in front of everybody.
Ooh.
And he was like, oh, I was
like making duty?
No. He was like, oh, I see what this is going to be. I was like, wow, she must have really been a real piece of work. Yeah.
I wonder if anybody ever snuck a camera in there.
Yeah, I know. You've got to think somebody's got to have that. No?
A security cam from the hallway. Something.
There's got to be something there where somebody caught that on footage.
Yeah.
You know, like them just being mean. Speaking of which, Mike Francesa, do you know who Mike Francesa is?
Guy.
Yeah. Sports guy. Means a bigger deal to us in New York because he hosted New York radio for the longest time. And now he does a podcast, of course, like with everybody else. But he had no idea that he was live on the air. They were doing like a live stream, and one of his like producers or whatever was in his ear, like correcting him, and they were correcting him with false information. And he goes, "All right, stop the thing," and he just started lambasting them, and the whole thing was live. And then at the end of it, he was like, "Well, that was on the air. The whole thing was on the air." What?
All right. Unless they hated the guy, whoever's in charge, why wouldn't they cut it?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think when you promise a live stream like us, like I think he goes on live at a certain time, and then you know you can't.
But why wouldn't he know?
Because he's an idiot.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because he's an old man.
What was he saying?
How old?
Are you all right?
How old? He's an old man that I don't know. He gets confused.
So is there like a video of this or?
Yeah, I do. I'm trying to find like
you got his number. He's an old man and he's confused. Sounds like my Friday night.
I might have his podcast call-in number.
All right, let me play. I'll play this short for you because.
Wait, just real quick.
Yeah.
Did you watch White Lotus yet?
No.
Third season?
Not yet. We're waiting. Aaron and I are waiting until it's all out, and then we could binge it.
Because I'm going to go watch the latest episode.
Don't spoil anything for us.
Yeah, I heard there's a lot of controversy. I've been avoiding talking because I hear there's a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah, I don't want to know anything going in. She's gone?
She's already gone.
Okay.
All right, here's Francesa. This is chopped up. This is from I can't even read the name. Something sports. All right, here's part of it.
Excuse me, who's correcting me? Hello? Stop. Break the tape. Who's correcting me?
See, he goes, break the tape.
Who was?
So he thinks that this is all being taped. It's live. It's streaming out.
That? Who said that? Who was talking to me? Well, what were you guys talking about? Because I heard it in my headset. I thought you were talking to me. Now, who said that the Big East has been won already? Who just said that? Yeah, but who said it? Okay, one of you guys just said that St. John's has won the Big East tournament. They have not won the title yet. You win the title tomorrow night. The championship trophy goes with tomorrow night's winner. It does not go with the regular season champion. It can't, because if it did, why the hell would you have a tournament? So you're wrong about that. The title goes to who wins tomorrow. They are the regular season champs, but that's not the championship for the title. The title, the trophy, comes to the winner of tomorrow night's game, no matter who it is. They have to do that because otherwise, why the hell have a tournament? If St. John's had already won the title, what are these 4 days for?
Could you imagine somebody?
That wasn't bad.
Wait, there's more.
Good.
It's not like it gets substantially worse, but could you imagine somebody just explaining to you what a tournament is? And
Yeah. Okay, so you have two teams. Yeah, no, it's brutal. It's a it's a haranguing. He's teach what's it called? He's not yelling at someone, but he's
talking
correcting.
down to. Do you think people on the sports show don't know? Who, like, how a Big East tournament and the difference between regular season and playoffs are?
Well, is he right?
Yeah, but I think he just misunderstood. I think he just misunderstood what they were saying.
Okay.
He doesn't know the difference between a live stream and a recording.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing there.
Yeah.
So whoever said that is wrong. The championship of the league is decided tomorrow night. That's the title. That's who holds up the trophy. Whoever wins tomorrow night cuts down the nets. That's how it works.
Do you know what I love about this too? He's showing you what makes a good sports broadcaster, which is saying the same thing 17 times.
That's true.
Each one slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how it works? They win, they become the champions. Okay.
Then they hold up the trophy. And then whoever wins is the winner.
They get to cut down the nets.
Right.
The winners.
Because they won. Yeah.
Because they get the trophy.
Yeah, if they're the winner.
If they've already cut the nets down and won the tournament, not the regular season.
Because that's why you have a tournament for a winner.
Because that's why wouldn't you have that? Like, don't you just want to be like, okay,
move on,
we got it. We fucking got it.
How else is he gonna fill 4 hours?
Whoever said that doesn't know what they're talking about. All right. Now let's go back and start this over again. And I don't want to hear you guys in my headset, okay? So whoever's bleeding through, knock it off. Because I heard you guys talking, and the information you were given was wrong.
Yeah, we know. Got it.
What? No, we'll start over again.
You're live.
We broke off the air, didn't we?
We broke off the air, didn't we?
We're live? This was all on the air, just yell at you guys? What? You got to be kidding me. You guys have got to be kidding me. All right. I apologize for that outburst, okay, folks? All right. I didn't realize we were live. I thought we were taping this. Okay, that's my mistake. I didn't realize that. Now, so this is going to go viral now because I yelled at you guys.
Whoops.
I didn't realize that my staff is a bunch of idiots who kept me live on the air.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about. At first, it didn't sound bad, but then he just kept laying into them, and he didn't stop.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, got it. The guy, whoever said the wrong thing, already probably feels like shit. So move on.
Right, exactly. Like screaming and yelling would have been better than just that slow pounding into you on.
Yeah, just that spotlight on the one person who fucked up. Like, all right, I got it. Move on.
Yeah. That's fucking brutal.
Oh, this is live? Oh shit! You can see that wash of oh shit go over him.
It's like everybody's gonna know how mean I am to my staff.
Yeah. Who's in my ear? Where are these voices coming from? Didn't he know who's in his ear?
That's the other thing too. He probably has no idea.
I mean, a newscaster, anybody who's talking live has someone telling them, a producer, a director, someone in their ear saying, all right, we're going to cut to this, we're going to do that, we're going here, we're going there. So they not only are news people, anchors, they're talking to you, they're also talking and listening at the same time. So, but they know who's talking to them. It's not just some stranger in their ear with random shit. It's a crew person that they know probably by name, I hope.
Well, back in the radio days, and Mike Francesa is a legendary broadcaster, like Hall of Famer, you name it. He was one of the first to do the sports talk thing the right way to go up to the top. But what happened to these guys, and this guy in particular, like he ruled the airwaves in New York for, I don't know, he was probably on for 20, 25 years, maybe almost 30, maybe. And for like 18 of them, they were like the number one afternoon show forever.
Yeah.
So he retires, and then, you know, suddenly nobody cares about him anymore. And then he had a chance to go back on the radio, and he did, you know, because like they gave him the big retirement send off, and then he went back on the air because he was just like, what else am I gonna do?
Yeah, I got nothing else going on.
Yeah. Like, I wish radio people would realize this isn't really a job you retire from. It doesn't require a lot of effort. You know what I mean? There's a
You
lot
do
of
it till you're dead.
yeah, a lot of creativity, and you can do it really for a long time, you know.
Right.
But here's what happens. So he does that back and forth, and then he gets to the point where people want to just throw money at him for a podcast because he's a name. There's exponentially an insane amount of money in the gambling space for sports because of DraftKings and what's the other one there? It doesn't matter. All of them. And Bet River is the company that sponsors his show. So what I think is happening here, and Frank, you correct me if I'm wrong, you just have a name. I don't think his show like gets a lot of numbers. In fact, I would put our show up against his and I don't say that a lot, but I would put our show up against his with ease and say that we get more than he does in a month. Mm-hmm. But it's a name, and you know how advertising works. It's like, where are we putting our budget this month? Oh, we got it in the Mike Francesa podcast. Like, oh, the sport. Oh, good. You know, and then once you set up a deal like that in radio or advertising, nobody touches it forever. They just leave it alone.
Yeah, it runs until someone notices it.
Yeah,
a million years from now.
Yeah, like on radio, I can't tell you how many times there would be a deal come in. You would do it for a year. It would be worth it for everybody. And then like you're 4 years into it, and then nobody's like buying the product anymore or going to the place. But it doesn't matter because they had that one good year. So you just leave it alone. You know, every year the salesperson calls up the advertising person and like, you want to keep it going again? And the advertising person hasn't lost their job yet. So like, let's keep it going. Let's do it again.
Yeah, because otherwise I got to find something else to put. I can't.
They got to figure out a different way to do it. So I think he's just had this Bet River money coming his way. And the reason why I bring it up too is because I think Bet Rivers, because what a lot of these DraftKings and all these companies did is they just started creating their own content. You know, it wasn't so much of let's go out and get the Mike Francesas of the world. It was like, well, why don't we just start a production company and we can produce podcasts? And then, we'll just have Mike's podcast, you know? So I don't think he even really knows who's producing his show. I think he walks down into his basement, turns his lights and his microphone on. Some people he don't know says, okay, Mike, you ready to, bitch about whatever?
That's so weird. I would, if it were my show, I would feel so weird working with people and not knowing who I'm working with.
And not knowing, right? I know, it's like, weird.
Hey, at least give me names. I know everybody's name, at least the people who I'm directly working with. I mean, if it's like 100 people, I can't remember that many names maybe. But if it's 4 or 5 people, I'm going to learn your names and interact with you regularly and try to get on the same page at least.
You would think so, but I think also when you get to a certain age, you're like, it doesn't matter. I don't care who these people are. I'm just gonna fucking bitch about St. John's and
I've been doing this for 100 years. I don't, I'll just go in, do it, and leave.
Well, think about it. Think about the amount of interns that you've had over the course of your lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Can you even remember? Like, I find myself, I'll like think of an intern, and then I'll be like, oh, they were here, and then I'm like, wait a second. Were they there or were they?
It's dozens and dozens. And it's like,
it's too many to keep track of.
A lot of people. Cause it's every semester, it's a new crop of interns. And it's like, they come and go. And it's like, okay, you try to teach them and show them whatever the way and, how to do stuff. But they're here and gone so quickly. It's like, they're a blur for the most part.
Even the ones who stick around, though, like you can't like
Yeah,
a lot of interns.
Some of them move their way into the industry, which is good.
But even not, like I'm friends with interns on Facebook just because we were friends at the, so yeah, friend me if you need anything, whatever. And I see them now and it's like 20 years later and I'm like, I don't remember if they were on Long Island, if they were in the city, if I don't remember where they were the intern.
Yeah, it's tough.
It all fucking blurs together. So I kind of get where Francis is coming from, even though I will not fight you. He's a big douche.
But if you're literally working with them now, this isn't people he was working with 40 years ago. This is, you're currently working with them. And there's maybe a handful of them. Maybe know who's on the other line, who's in your ear before you go live. I don't know, or how it all works and how many people and what are they going to feed you? And I don't know. It just seems weird.
It would be nice to go around the room and be like, hey, who do we got today? Who's here today?
Hey, good to hear from you. All right. Thanks for, helping out today. Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
That's all.
Thanks for your work. All that kind of shit.
It'd be nice.
Last thing, fake sushi. This is really freaking me out because...
What is fake sushi?
Exactly. And I have gotten all too comfortable with purchasing sushi from non-sushi restaurant situations.
So is this like fake sushi, like soy, like vegan sushi or something?
Well, they're saying that a lot of sushi is and the fish is mislabeled. So like salmon, for instance, instead of giving you actual salmon, they're giving you rainbow trout, which is a lot cheaper.
And it looks like salmon?
Yeah. The cuttlefish, they'll use like squid or octopus to produce the cuttlefish. They're using tilapia instead of red snapper.
Well, isn't cuttlefish poisonous?
Oh, is it? I don't know.
I thought it was. I don't get cuttlefish. Maybe I got the wrong fish, but I thought parts of it were not edible.
Yeah, the tuna and yellowtail, which tuna is like really like a deep pink, and yellowtail is usually like a white. They both come from a fish called escolar. You ever heard of this? Yeah, I've never heard of this. Tiger prawns, they use white leg shrimp, which I guess is the cheapest shrimp. And
so it's weird. Why don't they just call it that? I don't care. Whatever. Just make a new group of different sushi. Okay, today we don't have tuna. We have blah blah blah. Whatever the hell it is. Just say, hey, it's a different type of sushi. I don't know
if anybody would buy it. But that's the point, though. It's like, why can't we just have just sushi? Okay? Like, we don't have to cheapen raw fish.
Yeah, just tell me if it's not tuna. Tell me what it is, and that'll be a thing that I could either buy or not buy. It'll just be another type of fish in the sushi category.
Yeah.
And when you have tuna, tell me it's tuna. When you have whatever the hell it is, tell me whatever it is, and I'll decide. Because they're going to charge the same amount as tuna.
And they're going to make more money. Yeah. But that's like, my thing is I'm buying too much sushi from the grocery store, too much sushi. Because I had sushi from the good sushi place by me. Because everybody's got the good sushi place. And then they're kind of like, I don't know about this place. I went to the good sushi place and got salmon.
Yeah. Now, is there a huge difference between the good sushi place and the grocery store? Like, is there leagues different?
Yeah. And I noticed it when I went to the good sushi place because I had just salmon, just a little bit of wasabi in the soy sauce. I'm like, oh my God, it's so flavorful. It's so delicious. And then I was thinking back to the last time I had the salmon from the supermarket, and I was like, it did not taste this delicious.
What did it taste? Did it taste just
almost flavorless? Yeah, almost flavorless, completely flavorless. And you know where they get away with it too? These grocery stores now, they're just covering everything in wasabi mayo and the spicy mayo
and the crunchy stuff.
Exactly. The onions and the whatever, the flaky onions there. Yeah. It's not good. I gotta snap. I told myself when I read this article, I'm like,
what I'm into? Seaweed salad. Did you get that? Oh, it's so good. It's good.
You like
nice
it?
Cold, crispy, crunchy. Oh, it's got a good flavor. That's good stuff. That green seaweed salad, really good.
I'm
Big
not a
fan.
big fan. I like seaweed I like a seaweed wrapper on a
Sure.
tuna roll or something.
Completely different. This is that wet clump of, it's like a green, it's like a light, bright green seaweed.
Yeah.
It's, they put it, it's like usually surrounded by like lettuce leaves, and it's got like, it's very good. I like it. I get it more off, like 50% of the time I'll get that.
You know what we got to put a stop to is this goddamn ginger in the fucking sushi.
Yeah, not a fan of the ginger.
No.
Never eat it. It's always on the side. I never go for it. I don't even know what you're supposed to do with it. You're supposed to wrap it around or add it to it or eat it after. I don't even.
Some people add to it, but what I heard was it was there as a palate cleanser. So that you're supposed to eat it when you go from one roll to the next, which I'm like, oh, I just shove all the rolls in my face. Like,
I go from this roll to this roll to this roll to this roll.
Yeah, you get
I don't need a palate cleanser.
Get your own little rotation going with your sushi rolls. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll just shove it all.
That's sushi is that weird thing that we just want to like just fucking shove it down your face.
Good stuff, man. With the teriyaki, soy sauce, and wasabi. Oh, good stuff.
It's so good. It's so good. I want to try that. There's some places that they'll make like a cone out of the seaweed. The little seaweed wrapper. You ever see that? They make like a little cone, and then the sushi and the rice and everything is in the cone. And then people are making burritos out of them too now that way. They'll make like a whole sushi burrito.
Well, it's basically sushi, just not cut up.
It's kind of like, and it's like shaped. Yeah, exactly. They
just don't dice it into the small cubes.
Yeah, they cut it in half. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like the only sushi I don't. It's not my speed. Is eel. Not a fan of the eel.
Texturally, it's a little,
It's like eating wax lips. It's just like really like loose. Like it just tastes like wax to me. I tried it once. I'm not a fan.
Flying Y says New York. Us New Yorkers are weird. Mercury agrees. By the way,
that's true. That's a good assessment.
Yeah, but see, Paul says some people will mix the ginger with a roll. They'll put the ginger together with the roll and eat it. I think ginger it's too overpowering to me. Because I feel like when you're eating that, all you're eating is ginger.
To be honest, I never tried it with the sushi. It's always there, but I always leave it behind. I've never tried it with sushi at all. The only time I've had ginger raw like that. Okay, back when we played hockey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I ever told this story on the air when I threw up on the ice.
Okay, in high school hockey, yes.
In high school hockey. Right after that game, my uncle was there, and he, for some reason, had ginger. Like he kept I guess he had like stomach problems or whatever. He had ginger like in a container in his pocket, I don't know, in a bag that he had. He said, "You eat some of this ginger; it'll settle your stomach." Yeah, that's why you have ginger ale when you're sick, and ginger supposedly settles your stomach.
Right.
So all right, I just going off of that. I'm like, why would I want to eat this in the middle of my meal? It doesn't just never appealed to me to try ginger.
But you ate the ginger out of your uncle's pocket?
I tried it. Yeah, it wasn't like loose ginger in his pocket. He had it was like he had like
there was a Subway coin. He was like, "Oh no, you don't want to eat that."
Yeah, just hairs and gum on there. No, I don't know. He had it like packages, like he would have gum or something. It was like
who's this? Narf?
No,
different uncle.
Yeah,
that's great.
It was weird though. I was like, okay, you've got ginger. It was either ginger or I might be misremembering. It might have been like a ginger, like a candy. If I'm remembering it right, this was 25 years ago, so I could be I think it would maybe like a ginger, like a sucking candy,
or like a gummy or something like that, like a ginger gummy, maybe.
I don't think it was a gummy. I think it was a ginger, like a lozenge of some kind.
Look at this, Diane. Ginger candy is great. So yeah,
there you go. I think it was a candy, if I'm remembering it right.
Dude, have you ever had ginger beer?
No.
Okay. I used to work at the JFK airport in the cargo area. Mm-hmm. A lot of Jamaican guys work there. And the Roach Coach would pull up. For people who don't know, it was like a little truck that pulled up, a little coffee truck, and they'd have like snacks and sandwiches and burgers and pizzas, like all this stuff, just so you could, for people who work in manual labor, you'd have a chance to get like a meal. And the Roach Coach had ginger beer on it, and I was like, I've never had ginger beer, but I love root beer and I love ginger ale, so I'm like, would I like it? They started howling at the white boy who had no fucking clue. They're like, get it, you're gonna love it, you're gonna fucking love it.
Let me get this straight. You were working at an international airport and you were drinking beer on the job?
No, ginger beer. It's like it's not.
Is that not beer?
It's not alcoholic. No.
Oh, okay.
It's like root beer. Like root beer.
Like root beer. Got it. Okay.
I don't know what. Look at this poll. Ginger beer is my favorite. Ginger beer rocks. Crystal. Okay.
Is this like readily available in supermarkets?
It's not hard to get ginger beer. Yeah.
Right.
If you go down any, I would make a bet that any supermarket has it. Maybe you have to go to the international aisle to get it, if not the soda aisle, but they have it. It's not that hard to get. And I drank it and it hit the back of my throat and burned so fucking bad. Like, to me, it was a worse burn than when you take that first shot of tequila in your life or whiskey, and that hits the back of your throat.
Everybody laughing at you.
Oh my God. Howling. I'm telling you, there was like 4 or 5 Jamaican guys. They as soon as I was like, I've never had it, but I like ginger ale and root beer, they were like, you got to try this. You're gonna like, they saw it coming and they were on the floor rolling when it hit the back of my throat. And I was like in college at the time, they were all older. So they were like, it's going to put hair on your balls, kid. They were giving me all that business.
Jeez.
I'll never, I don't think I've had a ginger beer since.
So really, you didn't finish it? You didn't like it?
No.
Besides the burn, was it okay?
The flavor is okay, but I couldn't get over the way it burned the back of my throat. It was just,
everybody's raving about it in the chat here.
I know. I don't know if I had a certain brand or what, but like, I don't, again, I don't know if it's people are drinking like the Coca-Cola version of ginger beer. I had like the ones that
ginger beer.
Yeah, like they would get it all the time and like grew up on this shit that they were like. So I think I had the real hardcore shit.
Like the guy on the truck was making it in a big barrel. Like, hey, what's some ginger beer?
Yeah, it fucking burned. Flying White thinks they spiked mine. Maybe they did some fucked up things to me over there. Let me tell you what.
Was it like in a can or like a glass bottle?
Glass bottle that you had to open. It wasn't a screw top. You had to open it.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
We should do a taste test, like a product review.
I should go back to Flying White says it shouldn't burn like that. Okay, but Chris Warren, he says burns so bad. It burns. It hits you. It burns.
All right. Well, I never had it, so would you be open to trying it again?
I would totally. I wish. Stick to gingerbread, you pussy. I will. I'll stay on the gingerbread side of things.
Gingerbread's nice.
I don't belong.
You go to Outback during the winter, they have this gingerbread martini. They float a little gingerbread cookie on the top with a little whipped cream. Good stuff.
It's good.
Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah, because there's probably stuff to sweeten it in there. You need stuff to sweeten that shit.
Oh, it's sweet as hell. It's a gingerbread martini. It's as sweet as shit.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I appreciate Diane here. Walmart sells ginger beer. I think the one I had came from a bodega. It didn't come from like a easily accessible national chain. It was like,
someone was brewing it in their yard.
Yeah. Again, like Jamaica's not a huge island. It felt like the guys even I worked with knew a guy who was cousins with the people who started this ginger beer company. Like, it was hardcore ginger beer. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
I'd be willing to give it a shot.
Well, maybe we'll do a ginger beer. All right. We might have to go for the Walmart brand, though.
Whatever brand. If people say they like it, I'll try it.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know what this means. I know Bird's laughing at me. Aunt bought Fabulo. What's Fabuloso? I have no idea.
Fabuloso is a cleanser, like a like floor cleaner or something. It's a
Oh,
yeah, it's available I think in Walmart or a bunch of places. But was the
Was the-
bottle unsealed or yellow?
it was definitely sealed.
All right,
It was definitely sealed.
we got
But
to do that other taste test.
I know.
We'll get
Did
there.
Cuddles text to Aaron?
When?
I don't know. Recently?
Maybe. I
Okay.
don't know.
I have to find out.
All right.
All right. That's it for us. Fun
Pick
time.
up Oval. Yeah,
Pick up Oval. Yeah. Tell
Oval,
the
great
people.
book, written by Aaron. Link in the description below. You can buy it on Amazon, or you could download a digital copy. Anthony's holding up the book there. Awesome read. Pick it up today. It's available.
Show me potato salad. Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.